Hello, I am going to go over how to put in a CGM today. A continuous glucose monitoring system is basically composed of 3 different parts. And so we have the actual sensor, which I will be showing how to insert today. And then attached to that will be this little transmitter, this little contacts to the sensor. And finally the receiver, which will actually display the readings for all the blood sugars every 5 minutes. So to start off, I'm going to take out my awesome Dexcom sensor here. And so there's a little sensor needle that will come down with the needle. I'll remove the needle. Thankfully, I don't want that thing in my arm all the time. To start off, I'll remove the 2 adhesive pieces. And I'm actually rather bad at this. I'm not incredibly great with needles, and I've never been able to actually put it in at a good speed. It's always way too slow. And so I find a spot on the back of my arm normally that isn't too far under so that I hit it when I put my arm down, because that really bothers me. But also it's still pretty much on the back. So I find a nice spot. The bad thing about this is once you kind of select a spot, you can't turn back. The adhesive goes down and it won't stick very well if you take it off. So I just removed the safety, and so I'm just going to push this needle into my arm. It's going to be pretty painful. I hope that's not the case this time, because on video it's kind of painful. I'm just going to push it right in. And the hard part when you're doing this on your stomach, it's easy to hold it down and pull it out with 2 different hands. With one hand it can be a bit more tricky. I normally grasp it and push it down and then force it up with my fingers here. And so my hand is pushing down, my fingers are pushing up. So you're going to kind of hear that click as it's pushed up. Sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge. I think I just accidentally messed this up. Not working this time. Just kind of push that off. I accidentally took off. This is what's supposed to help put the transmitter in, so I'll have to do that manually. But same thing here. Push up. I either push down and push up with these fingers, or when it's higher, it's easier to push up with my thumb. But once it double clicks, the needle's out. You're able to just squeeze it and let it fall off. Then you can see the contacts for the transmitter. So normally, this thing is attached and you can use it to, oh, that's not a very good angle. You can use it to wedge the transmitter down. I'm going to have to do that myself. So I have my little thing, put it down and push it down till you hear 2 clicks. And now the sensor is in my arm. I do one final step. I use this IV 3000 tape. I order it on my Medtronic store. So I also use the same thing for pumps, but they have a special pump site one. But this is just 10 centimeters by 12 centimeters, or 4 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch. Now I'm going to take one side off. And you'd think it'd be better if I did it this way, with the way that the sensor is, the dimensions of it. But I found that with that way, this wrinkles a lot, which really bothers me, so I normally actually stick it this way. So I'm just going to get one side down. Do a pretty bad job of this when I'm on video, but probably gonna make it wrinkly anyways. Once I get, that down, move the other side, and then you can just peel off, and boom. So that is how I put in a sensor. It was weird. This has never fallen off for me before, so of course it happens in the video. but I actually haven't stopped the sensor session. It's confused right now. I'm trying to make it see the question marks. There's question marks up in this corner, and so I'm going to tell it that I no longer have that sensor set up. So stop the sensor, boom, and then I can start the sensor and have a 2-hour calibration period until I start getting readings again. So yeah, that is how you put in the Dexcom G4 sensor with a few little mishaps, but yeah, sometimes weird things happen and you just kind of have to figure out how to deal with it. I once had I dropped it on the floor. Could not get the needle out one time. It was stuck like this for like half an hour. Had to have help in trying to remove it. It got stuck. And so you need to pull the needle out before you actually remove this. But yes, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.